Happy birthday to you.
Cha-ching, baby.
Happy birthday to you.
Cha-ching, baby.
Happy birthday to the old man.
Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching.
I think you need like 72 more cha-chings.
Cha-ching, 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 cha-ching.
Happy birthday to you, Dad.
Yep.
Fire with Dad, birthday edition.
Cha-ching, baby. I love it.
Happy birthday.
Thanks for the gift.
Well, thank Christy. I didn't really know what it was.
Oh.
Let's be honest. I'm a straight shooter. You know, if you get cigars, it's from me.
Exactly. I knew even this is a cigar shop.
If it's not cigars, it's from Christy.
Actually, I was kind of surprised when I opened it up. I thought, where the hell are the cigars? And then, that's even better.
So now so you're saying Christy's gift was better than mine?
Nope.
So it's fire with Dad.
Fire with Dad, baby.
You didn't yell it out like inadvertently when we started.
Well, I was holding back.
You're holding back.
I figured I'd get ridiculed if I did it inadvertently again.
Okay. You know what? I gotta say that like Argyle sweater, old guy jacket looks pretty good with the orange MP shirt.
Yep. It's even got a who day look.
Who day look? I know. What about that, man? The Bengals finally don't suck.
That's right. I went to the Silver Dome, froze my catooties off.
What's a catootie?
Your butt.
Oh, okay.
Catootie, baby. And that was wild because it was just 50 degrees below zero at wind chill. But we didn't go to Miami when Boomer was playing. But now I tell you what, they may have the best team they've ever had this weekend. Burrow's unbelievable.
It looks like he's 12 years old.
I know. I love it.
I love his attitude.
And they've got an attitude where, it's winner take all.
Yeah. I got to say this to all my Bengals fans out there. I grew up a Bears fan, and then at some point in college, I became a Bengals fan. And then in my 30s, I realized that the Bengals were run by a disaster of an ownership group, Mike Brown and his kids, and that nothing was ever going to change. And I mean, it's just a numbers game. I'm guessing in the NFL that you're going to suck for 30 years and have some hype years in there and make it. But my friends that stuck with this crap, it's beyond me. I mean, that's literally like going to a restaurant and the food sucks for 2-3 years. It's just bad food. And then it's not bad. Really good. They got a new chef. And then like 1 year, it's like, oh my God, this is great. And then you get to the end of the season, you're like, oh my God, what's wrong with this? That doesn't taste good. And then it tastes like crap for the next couple of years. And then it's good. And then it's bad. But here we are. You finally got a good, it's fantastic right now. But what does that say though? Because I don't know. I gave up a long time ago.
Well, what it does say is this. If you've got a great football team or even a great baseball team, amazing what it does to the local economy. Oh, yeah. I was reading an article last week that the economy in Cincinnati, the numbers were astronomical through the roof on just because of the Bengals winning the 2 or 3 games they win in the playoffs. All of a sudden, the restaurants are packed. Everybody's got a positive attitude, and all of a sudden the economy is booming. So kind of a hoo day, baby.
Yeah, I've got all sorts of people. Every time I talk to people on the phone this week, like, hey, congrats. I'm like, oh, I'm not a Bengals fan. They're like, oh. I'm like, but I am a fan of my hometown, and I'm a fan of all my friends whose businesses are doing well, and my friends who unfortunately are still Bengals fans. I'm
somewhat a Bengal fan when I'm not rooting for the Bears.
Oh, bull crap. No, you're not pulling that crap again. I'm a UK fan. Oh, but I'm also a Louisville fan. Oh, now you're a Bengals fan that they're in the Super Bowl, huh?
That's right, baby.
You're the complete bandwagon.
I'm what they call a fair weather fan.
I've never heard you cheer for the Bengals like the one time. When was the Super Bowl that you went to where you flourished your catooties off? That was Detroit, right?
1980.
So that was 80 was when
Ken
Anderson.
Kenny Anderson quarterback, and they had Isaac Curtis.
When was the
Bill Walsh was the coach of the 49ers, and Sam White was a quarterback coach, and he totally outsmarted the Bengals in the first half. Just ate them for breakfast.
Big
time.
I don't want to be eating for breakfast.
I know they hated the Bengals, but they were.
And then the 89 was it 9? When was the year they went?
89 was a Boomer Science, and
that's when the guy got all coked out and night before the running back.
Yeah, and that's
Stanley Wilson. Was that his name?
Stanley Wilson, and that's also the game that Crumley guy broke his leg.
Oh yeah, I remember that. That was ugly. Now that was in Florida.
Cool. Miami.
So what's your prediction for Sunday?
Bengals.
What's the score?
I would say probably 34-31.
34-31. Want to bet?
No.
Oh.
I would not be betting anything on this one. Although the Bengals, ironically enough, they should have won the one in 1989. It was Riley or whatever. He had an interception in the end zone and missed the ball.
Yeah.
And had he caught that, the game was over.
I'll bet you $100 that the Bengals win 34-31.
I'll bet $100 too.
No, I put the bet out there first. Will you take that bet? I'm stealing your line.
No way.
So what else is going on in the world of Dwayne Plappisms?
Not much. I did a thing this morning for about 2 or 3 minutes on on my networking group. I kind of stole one of your things.
Oh,
the blue ocean and the red ocean.
yeah, that's
And
IP theft.
my comment was, what are you doing to stand out? What are you doing different? If you're in the red ocean, you're like everybody else. The sharks are going after you, and you're just kind of
You're killing each other.
Yeah, you're killing each other. Where if you're in the blue ocean, you're doing things that nobody else is doing, and you're all by yourself. You got great innovations, and that's the key. How do you make it? You notice the guys that all make it in business. It's not because they're doing the same thing everybody else is doing. They're doing something different that makes them stand out.
I mean, how many businesses do you know they have a podcast studio in them? I can look out in the lobby. You walk in. We launched This is Deep Work Studios podcast room, and we just launched that division of our company to help us market better. And we're also helping a few local companies like Rising Star Casino is going to be doing a podcast in this very room. And that was what I talked to them about was you can be like the other casinos and buy the same crap radio ads, TV, direct mail, same type promotions, or you can stand out.
What you do to stand out, it makes you different, which makes you successful.
And if you haven't heard the analogy, red ocean, blue ocean, the concept is that the red ocean, the sharks are feeding there. Like that's where everybody's playing. That's why there's blood in the water. The blue ocean is where nobody's at. And sometimes going to the blue ocean is the wrong play because there's a reason maybe nobody's there. There's certain industries and certain business ideas that might not be. But from a marketing standpoint, I was talking to a client the other day about blue ocean things. I said, one, you're a restaurant. Why aren't you hosting a podcast in your bar? You got 100 taps of beer behind you. You could be talking about a different beer every week. Customers would tune in and would give you very unique content. Bring in a different brewmaster. Bring in a customer.
The same thing we did in our retail store. We did things that nobody else did.
Yep.
All the time. I mean, almost every week it was a new idea that everybody goes, "Oh my God, I can't believe you're going to do that," and it worked.
Remember the money bag at the boat show?
Bag at the boat show.
I'd walk around to customers, go reach in the money bag, and they're like, "Why? What's in it?" I'm like, "Money. It's a bag full of money." Well, why am I reaching in it? Why the hell not? And they just look at you really weird. Then they would grab it, and when 10 people saw somebody pull a 50 out, holy shit, money bag! And people went nuts. And I remember people go, "My God, Dick, you're insane for this stuff." I'm like, dude, there was like $200 in there, and we just sold $40,000 in profit on these 2 boats.
The other thing too is, like, for instance, we had the bass tank come in our store for our annual open house every year. And
we know how that. And I'll tell you this. Let's talk about that. So businesses. Let's talk about blue ocean, red ocean, and let's talk about taking action fast. That's one thing I learned from you. Not one. That's one of the things. You've taught me a lot. There's like 17, I think.
Okay. Number one.
So we're at the Cincinnati Boat Show. And I don't know if you remember how this all came about. We're at the Cincinnati Boat Show. The Cincinnati Boat Show used to have it was a fishing and boat show. Well, it was more advantageous and profitable for the promoter, Chip Hart, to sell space to the boat dealers because they spent more money and took up more space. And it was harder to get fishing. And so the fishing booths went away. And so I'm at the boat show and we're sitting there in January and we're hearing all the fishermen complain that there's no tackle here. There's the bass tank, but there's not much going on. And I said, "So you think there needs to be a fishing show?" They go, "Hell yeah, it'd be great." I said, "What if we did one?" When? I said, "I don't know, March." I think it was like March 3rd or 4th.
The first weekend in March.
Yeah, first weekend of March. I walked up to the guy that had the bass tank there. I said, "Hey, can you get this in our building? Let's go measure it. Can you come back in 2 months?" It's like, "Sure." It's like, I think it was like 10 grand. It wasn't cheap. And so I did the numbers. We got him back. We got to all of our vendors. I think we ended up having like 60 companies show up.
It was more than that.
With a table.
Yep.
We did 180 grand in 2 days. We sold like 70 boats. All from literally, it happened in like an hour. And I think the next day we had the flyers out everywhere. And like our employees thought we were insane because they're like, you're not even going to think about this. I'm like,
Well, it was kind of crazy. We had the bass tank. Well, then we had to go to the fire department and have them fill it with water.
Oh, I know.
Then we had to have it sit for like 5 or 6 days so the water was the right temperature.
Yep.
Then we had to call the wildlife department to bring the bass in. Okay. And then after we got done after the show, well, then we had to have a place to put the bass. So we happened to have a retainer pond across the street. So we backed the truck up into the retainer pond, emptied all the bass into that.
People fished there for years.
I was going to say what all of our employees who were big time fishermen on Saturday at noon, they were all out there fishing.
Yep. Oh, I'll never forget that's kind of the funny part. Like a lot of times, our employees here at the company say this. I had an employee tell me the other day, she's like, it was Deb. She said it's relieving because a lot of companies don't shift quick enough or don't make change. Or don't take action. Like I sometimes take action too. I bought this building in like 3 days.
Well, the same way
and I'm looking, all I really needed was like 4 like 2,000 of the 9,000 square feet. Like, screw it. We'll figure it out.
Every car you've bought has been on a split decision. I'll never forget you sitting.
I researched the Lambo.
Well, the thing is, not the Maserati. You didn't.
Oh, no.
I remember he's driving up to Columbus. Okay.
And that was a BMW.
Well, you had the BMW, you had the white BMW. You just bought it and going up to Milwaukee. You got that. He only had it about 5 or 6 months. All of a sudden, I get a phone call. He, Dad, I'm in here making a phone call. I'm sitting next to this black car.
Maserati.
He says, "You think I ought to buy this?" I said, "What kind of car is this? A Maserati?" I says, "Well, you just bought the BMW." "I know. I'll call you back in a half an hour." Half an hour, I get a text picture of his new car driving a new Maserati.
Hey, you only live once. You only live once, baby. But business wise and in life, you got to take action. You got to take action fast, because if you don't take action, somebody else will. And you're going to make mistakes.
Yep.
And that's one thing I find, that a lot of businesses are scared shitless to make mistakes. I want mistakes so that I can get to the right thing.
That's how you learn, as long as you don't make the same mistake over and over again. The key is, okay.
You mean like most of the professional athletes?
Yeah, big time. It's trial and error in life. I mean, that's the way life is, but that's how you learn. And I used to do a lot of speaking when I was younger with the JCs, and my speech was called, "Life is the opportunity to fail." And the only way you get ahead is you got to be willing to take the risk to fail. And if you're not willing to take the risk to fail, go stand in the closet, baby.
The closet. Okay. There it is. If you're not willing to take the risk to fail, go stand in the closet. That is advice from Mother Teresa, Dwayne Plapp.
Cha-ching, baby.
Cool. We're out. Fire with Dad.
Cha-ching.
Happy birthday.
Make up your mind.
See y'all. See you next week.
Bye.
All right, 2 weeks. I'm gone next week. See you 2 weeks.
Oh, yeah?
Yep.
Bye.